All right, James. I know you're a big fan of the Stoics, and I found this book here, the cornerstone works of Stoicism. It's basically the big three, right? Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus. And it was interesting. The intro by this guy Massimo Pigliucci, right? This guy, it was like one page, and there's no commentary on it. It's just the works themselves. Basically, you have the foundation right here.
That's a great feature. He bumps out quotes on a page.
Oh,
okay.
Look at that.
And this means even if you're really tired, your eyes are weary after a day's work, you're going to be able to find some bumped out quotes in here. That'll be in a larger print. If you want to go for your daily inspiration. One of the most disciplined people I know, Sean Glass, reads, he's a Christian. Every morning he gets up and reads some Stoic philosophy, kills himself in the mirror, and goes to work and imposes his will on the world. So,
that sounds good.
You know the guys, so you know.
Oh yeah, I know Sean. Sean is. I will say that Sean, for such a physically dangerous man, he has a good aura about him, actually, that you can sense, that you can feel. So, yeah. Well, like I said, it's that I didn't even notice that when I looked in here.
Yeah.
You could just, hey, you know what? I know it's like I got no time. I got a fortune cookie here. One thing on earth is worth much: to live out our lives in truth and justice, and in charity with liars and unjust men.
My favorite quote and the bump outs in this book is, "The false has no limits."
That's right.
Which is a very good quote for our day and age. So Seneca was in the 1st century AD, not in the Common Era, okay, in the year of our Lord,
right.
Okay. I think he's around 60 to 80. This is a guy that would have been around during the Flavians. 100 years later, Epictetus is a born slave. Epictetus means born property. So he's the son of a slave woman. He comes to be owned and is the teacher of the Emperor Hadrian. In this capacity, he is the teacher of Arrian, who wrote the Alexander Anabasis. Arrian was a close confidant and provincial official of the Emperor Hadrian, who was a Stoic, who actually traveled to every single province in the empire, which is quite an undertaking. And the Emperor Hadrian, who was also a student of Epictetus, insisted that he had been nominated by Trajan. He had been selected by Trajan. He selected Antonius Pius, who was not a Stoic, but a general polytheist, as the most pious of the Roman upper class, on the condition that Antonius Pius agreed to select a brilliant young Stoic that was part of their school, named Marcus Aurelius. So Hadrian essentially selected his next 2 successors in line, and I am of the opinion that Arrian probably had some input on that. The Seneca is for a more reflective person in a time of turmoil, of the turnover of ruling powers, to look at the world and make sense of it and find his own place in it. Epictetus and the Enchiridion, this is a daily handbook for life, which I actually copied by hand and did a facing page annotation.
Oh yeah, I actually have that.
In the Giver.
I should have brought it.
And he points out that once you have lost something, you have not lost it. You have given it back to the giver.
Yeah.
Okay. So his book is how to deal with the super oppressive government regime that he lived under, and which Tacitus and his virtuous father-in-law Agricola lived under, in which the government preyed upon the individual at a rapacious rate. And Marcus Aurelius, these are personal meditations on a man at the apex of power that can no longer stay at the top of the pyramid because he has to go out to the frontier and try to protect the boundaries,
Right.
as the thing that he's protecting is eating itself alive with corruption on the interior. And realizing when he turns around and he looks at what he's protecting, he's not going to see anything beautiful.
So obviously you think Stoicism has a lot of, I mean, I know there's all these YouTube things with Stoicism, but I'm just saying you refer more to the modern time. The bottom line is, in a lot of ways, whether it's even religious or philosophical or even beyond that, we need to have more of an ancient world mindset. You know, is that? I mean, you feel that way in terms of at least a way to stay sane, or to counter, like you said, this beast we live in.
This portion of the ancient world, this is late antiquity.
Late antiquity.
Late antiquity was suffering the social ills that our society currently suffers. There were different periods in antiquity where this would happen again and again. Our first writing in this language group, in the Greek, was by Hesiod, and he speaks of how difficult it is to provide for yourself in a world in which all the bosses are on the take and the judges that are supposed to, give the just ruling are instead being paid off by the mobsters. And that's the very first book. That was itself a period in decline in which he was writing it. So reading things that are instructive to the interior of the individual to help you with your inner monologue, written by people in previous periods of decline, is probably going to be more helpful than reading similar stuff written in your own period of decline, because all of those people are playing the current politics to a certain degree. They have to get their voice heard. Okay. So I would go directly to these guys. I would not go to these slick talking, modern Stoic interpreters.
They're kind of like, it was kind of it was a turn off for me to see, like, that one dude. I feel like punching him in the face just because of the way he looks.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about.
It's like going to Joel Osteen for,
oh God,
for your Bible, a great presentation. Too slick by half to be trusted.
Oh my God,
right.
that dude. Oh God, please, I prayed for that loan. I said, let me get a loan. I prayed for that loan. I'm like, you motherfucker. There's people with cancer and fucking people drowning, and you're talking about you're praying for a fucking loan. Anyway, sorry. It's nothing to do with Stoicism. Sorry. So that fucking Joel Osteen. Anyway, enough. He's probably a nice guy. I know he's helped people. So, you get what I'm saying.
The teacher, the foundational guy, was a guy that his name was Zeno.
Oh, Zeno.
Which I think just means stranger.
Like, there is something. Like I said, this stuff has. And I just one last quick question, because we're almost there.
And it's not atheistic. Okay, so academic philosophy, Platonic philosophy, was essentially atheistic.
Okay.
Not completely. There were Neoplatonism is starting to appreciate that there could be a higher form of faith above, like, the folk faiths. Cynicism and Epicureanism were explicitly atheistic. Okay, so modern philosophy is in general atheistic, at best agnostic. This before Christianity gained political power in the 320s AD, Christians and Stoics were very close together. The Christians threw the Stoics under the bus after they gained political power.
Oh no!
But superior Christians today will generally find a lot that they can get on board with.
And like you said, the Stoics were not atheists.
No.
Okay. All right.
God with a capital G is in here a lot.
And also, these. I mean, are there more works than just these three? Are these the only three on Stoicism, or there's more?
There's another work by Epictetus. This is all we have of Marcus Aurelius.
Okay.
Seneca has something else, and I forget what it was. I read through his stuff like a dog unpacking groceries when I was just searching for boxing references back in the day. Epictetus has one other work. Epictetus's work was curated by Arrian.
Okay.
Okay, he was the one that wrote the Alexander Anabasis, and so you get to see some Stoic takes on political power and war when you read Arrian's Alexander, particularly in the last portions of the book. Go right to read the first 2 pages and then go and read the last 3 pages of that book, and you're really going to get some Stoic philosophy on how it applies to great men of power.
Right. And with any other Stoic writers like that of note, like you mentioned, Arrian, Zeno. All right, good name. So, all right, there you go.
It would be played by Anthony Quinn, I'm sure. If there was
No, the great Anthony. Actually, he was great, man.
I like Anthony
Dude, the Hunchback of Notre Dame with him in it. I remember as a kid watching the end of that when he dies with Esmeralda, and then you see time go by and there's skeletons.
Epictetus would be played by Steve Martin.
It's the
Okay, Seneca by the guy that played in the first Highlander movie, the long-haired short Frenchman.
Okay.
Okay.
What the hell, Christopher Lambert? Yeah,
Right.
that guy was awesome.
And Marcus Aurelius, pick your stud,
Yeah. All right. Be stoic, man, because it's like things ain't getting any better, but